Hi everybody, I hope you're okay and doing good. Excuse me, I just wanted to make a quick video today, since I haven't done it for a long time, and it's like every time I say, oh, you know, I'll be back soon, it's like I absolutely won't be back soon. So I just want to make this today because I really want to get to the point eventually, you know, and I've been thinking this, and I've been meaning to do this for so long. Basically, I've had the normal problems with everything, you know, nothing goes straight forward in my life, and that's normal, put it that way. I'm used to it, but it's annoying. It's very, very annoying. Anyway, so I just wanted to make a video about everything I was talking about, and about hopefully getting to the point of what I was getting to the point about. Okay, so, you know, before I go on, there's been a lot of stuff happening in the world. I'll say it again, I keep saying it, on YouTube. It's like life imitating art, imitating life. Excuse me, I've had a bit of a cough lately, and it's just so freaky. Okay, if this stuff wasn't true, none of this stuff would be happening. Come on, would it? Okay, look at my, you know, I think of my friends and family, YouTube people that have got taken down lately. It's crazy. It's crazy. So why would they do it? Okay, this is what I've been saying for so long. They wouldn't bother campaigning against these people publicly. They wouldn't bother taking their videos down, okay, if they really were talking crap, would they? You know, let's just be straightforward here. This is what I think. You know, if there was no truth in what anyone was saying, they would just let them carry on, right? But anyway, okay, there's a few people lately that have got taken down, and, you know, all the people that are campaigning for truth, that are bringing the truth to light, so to speak, are being censored, are being shut up, okay, and it's not cool. Okay, this is not cool at all. This is 1984. This is what we thought would never happen, okay, and this is, it starts with freedom of speech, okay? It all starts with freedom of speech. You've got to bear that in mind. Once they take that away, you can say goodbye, put it that way, okay? And you really need to look at these things, guys, right? I know it's difficult in today's climate, okay? You've got every other group claiming that they want rights, you know? It's a crazy world. But, okay, I need to tell you why I've come on here today is, you know, I am part of that group, okay? I haven't been allowed to get on with my work to be part of the group, but I am part of the group, okay? Christian truthers. So this is why I'm making this today, even though I have stuff, tons of stuff to get on with. I've already done some of it, but anyway. Okay, the point of my message is what I'm trying to get through to you guys is you need to see this stuff maybe before you can see the other stuff. I don't know, right? But certainly I wanted to give you my perspective from my life and how I've come to know what I have. Okay, so instead of going through every tiny piece of my life, because there is like 3 films worth, I'm not even kidding, there's like 3 books, 3 films worth or something of stuff that's happened in my life that's just not usual. None of this stuff should happen to one person. Let me just put it that way, me and my family. Okay, it's unreal. It's unreal. You know, we've been through so much to get to where we are and to know what we do know. Put it that way. Okay, but I'm not going to go on about every last thing. But yeah, I mean, how I came to realize this stuff, of course, from everything that I saw along the way. Let me tell you, okay, so I was saying last time about the court case and everything. Well, after the court case happened, I'll tell you this in brief because it's important, quite important. I was compensated, even though this guy was found not guilty, supposedly. I was compensated £11,000, which is a lot of money to me. I've never had any money in my life. So I took my family on holiday, and we went to Tenerife, okay, and it was fantastic. We loved the place. I fell in love with the place like as soon as I got there. It's such an amazing place. It's like a different world compared to Britain, compared to England. It's amazing for me. So we went there, we came back. 6 months later, we moved over there. I loved it that much. I was sad not to be there, man. It was like I knew I had to go there, and I don't know what it was, but because I had some of this money left over, we went over there, me and my family, and kind of stayed out there for like 3.5 years. But it was good. It was one of the best experiences of my life in a lot of ways. Kind of before I went over there, I was more kind of confident than I'd ever been, but I was always quiet, reserved, didn't want to be around people too much, didn't want to speak to people, didn't want to interact with people. I needed that bit of extra push. Okay, and I thought maybe I'm going to have to do this because I just want to get on with my life. I don't want to be worrying about, you know, who I've got to interact with on a day-to-day basis. So anyway, cut a long story short, we met some wonderful people. Started working in these bars out there for this specific company, and it did me the world of good because I learned to talk to people. You know, I learned to talk to anybody. Okay, everybody and anybody. I had to approach people. I had to approach strangers on a daily basis, like loads, and I got out of that fear of talking to people, and now I can talk to anybody about anything, and it doesn't worry me, it doesn't intimidate me in the slightest. So I think it's brilliant. Again, I think that was all God's plan, to get me out of my shell a little bit more, because I have got to stick up myself to the point where, you know, I've got to argue with people all the time. And if I haven't got the kind of balls to do that, I feel like I'm not going to win. So I think that was all God's plan, okay? Apart from the wonderful people we met out there, and they're like family, you know, and I'll be like that for years, you know, and it's great, it's fantastic. But when I was out in Tenerife, and I've got a daughter, as you know, it was all right. It was good. It was hard work. I'm not saying it was easy, because we went over there with like 2.5 grand, and we had to find jobs. You know, it wasn't like, oh, we've got loads of money, we just sit around. No, it was for like the first month or so. But yeah. So it was hard work. You know, I was working in the bar a lot, and I was a cleaner for the bar as well, because I had previously been cleaning bars. So you could say I've come from that relationship being bad, and then I've had to get myself right, and I've had to start work, and I've had to be in charge of it, because I've got a daughter to look after, you see. So that's how it's kind of gone. And I have worked so hard over the years, but yeah, so did all that anyway. Lived out there for 3.5 years, and I thought to myself, I thought something's not right. Something's not right. It was the last 8 months, 6 to 8 months out there, I was feeling something is not right, something's missing, and I don't know what it is. But I thought nothing's changing much out here. I mean, I'm having a great time, I'm working, but it's gonna go on like this forever unless I change something, okay? And I couldn't do that forever, because it was a hard lifestyle, okay? I mean, some people can, don't get me wrong, but I like enjoyed it, but I kind of had my fill of it after 2 years, you know. So I was like, right, I've got to go home, and I'm gonna have to take Lauren with me, and I really didn't want to do that. My daughter, just said her name. My mum was out there, obviously. My sister had come back before that. She had problems with work out there, but I had to leave my mum, and then I had to bring my daughter back home, because I thought, I don't know, something needs to change, something's not right. But it was a deep feeling within me, and I knew I had to do it, okay? I knew I had to do it. Maybe it was God the Father speaking to me or something, but I knew I had to do it. So I left there, which was so hard for me to do. I mean, it's gorgeous, it's a beautiful place, and the atmosphere and the people there are wonderful, you know. I mean, it's not perfect, you know, you get annoyed, some things aren't, you know, nothing's not perfect over there, but you know, it's amazing compared to England for me. But I came back here, with my daughter, and I thought, right, here we go. And I knew it wasn't going to be easy. I knew it was going to be really hard, and I kind of was like, right, wish me luck. But we did that, and we came back here, and then after a month or so, and it was very hard coming back because we needed government help. The government left us with nothing for ages because we had to prove that we're British citizens, even though we got a British passport. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, you understand how these things go. It's pointless going on about these things. But I got a job, and I was cleaning houses. And that was all well and good, and I was enjoying it because I'm very I find it easier at work to do physical work. Well, I used to, because I thought it passes the time quicker. Kind of not anymore. But yeah. So anyway, basically, trying to cut a long story short, it's quite impossible. So I started this cleaning houses, okay, during the day when my daughter was at school, and everything started to go wrong. I got myself a flat, and it was a private rented flat, and I lived in there for a year, and then everything started to go wrong again. So we had to move out of there because I'd fell behind on a couple of rent payments, and there's a lot of stuff that went into them rent payments, being falling behind, and just can't even bother to talk about it. But anyway, okay, it was no fault of my own, really. It was one of them things on a very low wage. You know how it goes. So it was only 2 months behind, but they have got the right to kick you out then. And even though I said to them, well, look, can I make it up? They were like, no, you've got to leave. So I was like, great, thank you very much. Had to leave there. By this time I'd met somebody else. My partner who I'm still with now. And anyway, so he had a place, so it was like, right, we'll have to move into my place. And it was only small. So we moved into his place, and it was like a 1-bedroom flat. And it was small. It was very small. And I was at work 5 days a week. My daughter was at school 5 days a week. I'm not sure if he was working then, because he was working at some points and then he wasn't working at other points. But anyway, it was so hard just to sustain things. It was just so hard. It was killing me. Like, my daughter goes to school in another town because that's where her friends are, and that's where, she used to go to school there years ago, so I've kept her in those schools, so I have to travel. My daughter has to travel to school every day and back, and at that time I was taking her down every day and picking her up every day, and it's hard going. When you're having to literally pick up all these things by yourself, and at that time, it was very hard. I was cleaning 2 houses a day. And usually full houses as well, or 2 full flats a day or something, whereas they were 2 to 3 hour jobs. And it wasn't easy. I didn't have time to spare. I was rushing around constantly. I was eating on my way to the next job in the middle. It was very, very tiring and very draining. And then I was kind of running to school, sometimes being late to pick up my daughter, and I'm nearly in tears because I'm panicking because I'm late, and it was that bad. And it was a lot of strain. I ended up doing that for 2.5 years. But anyway, what happened was, you see, it's important that we get at this point. Okay, in this flat, okay, not only that had happened at the time, right, but that had been going on for a while, but I had fallen out with a close relative of mine at the time, and as well, and it was just over something daft, but it was a big fallout, and everything had just started to fall down around my ears yet again. And this is what has happened throughout my life so many times, seemingly through no fault of my own, right? So I was really, really down at this point. I was really, really fed up. I was trying my best, and I was practically killing myself, trying to do everything, trying to keep on top of everything, trying to go to work, trying to go to school. I've always had insomnia, okay? From being little and from being young, I've had insomnia. So some nights I didn't even get any sleep, and I would do the next thing again the next day. But that's how disciplined I am. That's how disciplined I have had to be, do you understand, to get through this. And then I'd get home, and you know, the next day, kind of 9 o'clock, 9:30, by the time I've done washing and everything else, I can kind of collapse then. But that's how it was. Okay, it was very, very intensely hard. And then, you know, not only that, but I had the social services come round and, you know, attack me and kind of were like, I was picking up my daughter from school and I got accosted. And basically they said, oh, you have to come to one side and you have to come into this interview. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? I've just kind of finished work. What's going on? And they were like, oh, we've had some kind of complaint about your daughter. And I'm like, excuse me? What? You see, and of course there's me running around trying to do all this stuff to keep everything in order. And then I'm being attacked. I don't know who it was by. I really don't know. I still don't know who, to this day, who did it. Okay, but anyway, I had to bring this social worker back to my house. My house is a mess because I'm constantly trying to clean up the house. You know, I wasn't getting a lot of help at the time, I must say. But so you think, my dear me, you think, really? You know, I am trying my damn best. I am out there busting my balls, so to speak. I am out there worrying. I'm out there literally running around doing what I can, and I'm getting crap. And you think, this is not right. This is not right. And you know in your heart of hearts it's not right, okay? You know where you're coming from as an individual, as a person. You know if you do the right thing, and you know if you care about your own kids, yeah? Okay, well, this is how fed up I got at that point. I was so, for lack of a better word, pissed with everything, okay? For what I'd seen in my life and what I'd been through, I thought, okay, so I've survived growing up with that monster. Okay, I've survived having another 10 years with the other one. And now I'm getting this, and all I've done is try my best, and I have never done anything intentionally to anybody, okay? Never. And I didn't deserve any of it thus far, that far, and I didn't. And I thought, hang on a minute, this isn't, you know, this doesn't make sense. I thought to myself, this does not make sense, okay? It's not happening, and I was not having it. And I said, and it just come to the point one day where I got home, and I think it was probably the same week I'd had this social worker, and I just fell on my knees this day, and I was like, excuse me, I was like, what is going on? I was shouting, right? I was shouting at the top of my voice this day because I had just gotten to the point where I couldn't take any more, and I was like, I was crying. I was like, please, please, someone tell me what is going on. Why have I been through all these things? Why have I went through all these things and been, you know, just attacked, just abused, just held up by people, just put down by people, just beaten up by people? Why have I been through all this stuff just to get where I am now? And just to be held down again? And I thought there has got to be a reason behind this. And I says, look, I says, if there's a God, if there's Jesus, if there's anything, whatever it is, you have got to let me know. I said, I cannot go through this anymore, okay? I need to know the truth because I'm not in this. If I don't get to find out anymore, I don't want to be in this anymore. That's how fed up I was, right? Even though I love my daughter to bits and I love my family to bits and everything, but I was just like, no way. There is no way that you are put here just to suffer your entire life, yeah? And I didn't understand it. And if I had been a bad person, I could have understood it. But I've never been a bad person, and I always did everything that I could, okay? So I was like, right, if there's a God, shouting this out on my knees in this flat, you're gonna have to tell me. You're gonna have to tell me because I need to know. And I meant it. I meant every word I was saying, okay? And I didn't know if anyone could hear me, okay? But I was like, I need to know this right now. I says, what about all this suffering in the world? I says, I don't understand it. I says, how come? You know, some people can go through so much and see so much and know so much like I do, but yet I'm a cleaner. I says, how is that possible? How am I held down to this extent? Please, somebody tell me, because I have to know. You know what I meant? It. I meant every word because I was sick, okay? I was sick of being held down. I was sick of being taken the mick out of. I was sick of being taken the brunt of everything. I was sick of doing all the hard work, okay? And that's when things started to happen. Okay, that's the good news, everybody. That's when stuff started to happen. And that's how, if you need to know these things, you have to mean it. That's what I've been saying on Facebook and stuff before. If you want to know the truth, you have to mean it. You have to come to God. You have to come to Jesus and ask to know the truth because you need to know the truth. I mean, you need to know. That's what I was like that day. I needed to know, and it was simple as that. You know, and I wasn't messing around. I was really serious, okay? I was like growling, you know, I need to know the truth. You know, I was like, how can you possibly go through this stuff in this world and it's not right? It doesn't make sense. And I knew that it didn't make any sense, okay? But now it doesn't make sense, okay? Now I know the truth. Everything makes complete sense. And this is what it is, okay? So the next few days, things started to happen. I know it sounds like probably like crap to the non-believer. I'm sure it does, because guess what? I used to be one. I used to be a non-believer till 2 years ago or something. I used to think, as I've said before, that religion was a controlling lie, okay? And now I know it's completely not, alright? And now I know what they've been doing. So what started to happen was I started to see what had been going on, alright? And I think it was the day after or something, we'd watched Zeitgeist, and it just, I watched it and it set something off in my mind. I think it's Addendum or something we watch, but it shows you in this. I mean, one of the things that sticks in my mind the most, and what made me sick to the stomach when I watched it, okay, and this is what God must have been showing me, okay, because, you know, I've had so much interaction since then, but it showed you, like, in sequence, like, everybody kind of in this town, in sequence, was getting up at the same time. And it showed you the clock, and then 8:30 they were getting their breakfast at the same time. 9:15 they were leaving the house at the same time. 9:00 they were, well, I don't know, maybe I'm exaggerating the times, they were all on the road on the way to work at the same time, okay? I would say 9:30, they were all at work, they were walking into work. 12:00 comes, they all turn their systems off for dinner, okay? But think about it, alright? This is what I've been saying, okay? They are using us, they have been using us like robot workers, alright? And have you noticed now they're bringing out the AI to make their robot workers, and what are they doing with us? You see what I'm saying? We were not put here for any of this. Okay, believe it or not, we were not put here for any of this. This system is a lie, okay? That's the truth. And God knows that, okay? God doesn't like the system at all, okay? Because it's a damn lie, okay? You've got to understand this. The system makes you believe so many things that aren't even true, just so they can get you to do what they want, alright? So that's how I found out the truth. I asked, and I says, look, I need to know. If I'm to stay in this, I need to know now. You know, you've got to tell me, because I cannot take any more of this. Okay? Because I saw in my life there was innately good. I saw that there were things that you couldn't explain. That there was more to this, and I'd always thought from being a child there was a lot more to this I wasn't being told, you know. So yeah, that's how I kind of found stuff out. And then it was like I kept getting signs every so often. I kept getting more signs and shown more and shown more and shown more, and then I started to see things on YouTube, and I started watching YouTube more, and I learned so much. Okay, I learned so much, but it also verified a lot of the stuff I'd been thinking for years about certain things, okay, because I've always been one of these people who thought, you know, who grew up, okay, and this is probably my divine purpose, I grew up thinking kind of, right, well, why do we have to go to school every day? Why have we got to go to play school? Why have we got to then go to school for 16 years? You know, I'm here, so can't I be at home with my mum? You know, and this is the stages throughout my life. I've always been a bit rebellious against that whole thing because I didn't understand it. And I thought, okay, I wasn't just put here to be in this system all the time. And I knew that from being young, okay, from being young. I used to go mad, you know, when we were kids and it was raining and we had to go outside, and I used to always say, oh, well, that's all right. The teachers are sat in there with a nice warm coffee and they're fine, but we're in the playground getting wet. You see, I've never changed. I've never changed. And this is part of the divine purpose of who I am, you see, and I get that now. I completely get that now, and I completely get why I've been harassed all these years. See, that's what happens to you. If you know too much, you don't get left alone, and that's how it works, you see. That's why God had to make me understand how I've been treated. Okay, so I would get it. And it's not just for nothing. That's the thing. If you're persecuted in this world and you know stuff, believe me, it's not for nothing, okay? It's for good reason. And you know what that good reason is? That good reason is because they don't want the truth to get out. They don't want it to get out, people. But look, I'm going to have to go because my phone's going to run out any second. And I will try and be back soon. I'm not making any promises, okay? Because we know what the enemy does. Okay, the enemy does these tricks all the time to just keep you busy. But anyway, guys, I will be back soon. I want to do some more work, link up with some people on here. RFB, we do not consent. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Take care. See you soon. Fingers crossed. Praise the Lord. Bye-bye.